One of the things that I've been trying to do this year is to just go through all the wonderful Agarata that is in both Yerushalmi and the Bavli. And some of it is, shall we say, borders on the foolish, and some of it is really so important and elevating. And since this particular portion is Shoftim, which deals with judges and law and our obligations, I took this particular portion from the Yerushalmi Talmud, the portion tractate Sanhedrin. And it's very interesting, and there's a joke at the end of it. And the story is that the rabbis were concerned with what is your obligation when you are forced to do something that is against the principles of Judaism, which of course has happened throughout our history. And so they came upon it that in private, you can break any commandment as long as you keep yourself away from three important principles. You are not allowed to murder someone, to kill someone, to save your own life. So that if somebody says, I'm going to kill you unless you go and kill somebody else, you have to say, you have to kill me. I'm not going to kill somebody. If they ask you to worship any other deity, then you have to say, I'm not going to do it, you can kill me. Or to engage in any improper sexual activity, what is under the title of, in Hebrew, arayot. You're not allowed to, if they say, go rape a man, a woman, or whatever, you're supposed to say, you can kill me, I'm not going to do it. However, for all the other commandments, in private, if someone asks you to break a commandment, you're allowed to do it to save your life. And so it is that when it is, however, if there's 10 people, in other words, if it's in public, then for any commandment, you're supposed to say, kill me, rather than I should break it. Because in that particular case, it's called what is Kiddush Hashem, sanctification in the name of God. You're telling people in public, I believe in the principles of our faith, and I will not break them in order to enhance whatever anybody else wants. And so it is that martyrdom is something that Judaism actually created and was taken over by other faiths. As a matter of fact, martyrdom became one of, I guess, the principles of Christianity. There is a statement that the church is built on the blood of the martyrs. And there were actually Christians who actually invited martyrdom. The case of a couple of nuns in Spain, Muslim Spain, who, as you know, if all you have to do is insult the Prophet of Islam, and you put a death sentence upon you. I'm sure that the people of Charlie Hebdo or any other place didn't really, like Salman Rushdie, didn't really intend to become martyrs, but they were martyrs because they suffered martyrdom because they insulted the Prophet of Islam. But now we come to a curious part, which is at the bottom of this particular section, which I took for you. What happens when someone holds a gun to you and says, you're going to do something, except I'm going to kill you? And what's here in the Yerushalmi is actually something that I learned long ago as a joke from Polish Jews. And the story goes like this. And I'm not going to tell you what happened to the Yerushalmi, you can read that. But the joke that I heard long ago was that a Jewish agent, you know, the landowners in Poland had Jewish agents. So a Jewish agent came into a Polish landowner, and he was eating some chaza, some pork. And so the landowner took out his pistol and said to the Jew, "Sit down and eat." The Jew said, "Well, you know, I can know this private, I can do this." So he sits down and he eats. Then the Polish landowner puts down the gun and says, "I was only fooling." And the Jew says, "You couldn't wait until I finished?" And you will see that at the end of this particular story, that is based upon this agadata in the Yerushalmi. I never knew it until I happened to look at it here. But the important point, of course, is how do we present ourselves to the non-Jewish world? Do we sanctify the name of God, or we have a profanation of the name of God? And so the fact is of the matter that any Jew who does something in public, which is a disgrace, that is called a chilul Hashem. You're profaning the name of God. It's not only that you're committing an act which is reprehensible, but it's also that you're bringing shame upon our faith. I'll never forget when I was in Allentown, and a Jew, as does happen, made the papers by being accused of a crime. And a Protestant minister came to me and said, "I thought your people were better than that." So you see what the eyes, how we are seen in the eyes of others. And in this particular day and age of rampant anti-Semitism, how much more important it is for Kiddush Hashem, for Jews to show what our faith teaches, the highest ideals of morality, of care for not only all human beings, but for everything that lives on this planet. Because remember, as it is said at the end of Pirkei Avot, Kol ma shebara Kodesh Baruch Hu b'olamo lo bara'o ela l'kvodo. All that God created in this world, He created only for His glory. The world is a holy place. It's our duty to make sure that everyone knows that it's holy. And only by the way our actions, the way we interact, not only with each other in the bosom of our families, in the bosom of our friends, but particularly with strangers, that we show them that we are B'nai Avraham, Ohavei Hashem, Ohavei Olam, Ohavei Anashim, that we can have an influence upon the world. Because the call of Sinai is not for our own salvation, but is to make the world a holy place and to sanctify the name of God. Amar Rabbi Hanani ben Akasha Ratzah Kodesh Behu Zakot Yisrael Fikach Bar Lehem Torah Mitzvot Shenema Neich Veis Lamansiko Yagdil Torah V'Yadia. We rise for Musaf Kaddish, page 155.